Hey everybody, welcome back to our Cabral HouseCalls, the weekend edition of the Cabral Concept. Always excited to be here with you, always excited to read our community's questions. I haven't even opened up the big document yet. Thousands upon thousands of questions live there. And as I always say, the team does such an amazing job gathering those together, putting them directly from how you wrote them in, right on that paper. Nothing has changed whatsoever. And so without further ado, let's dive in. All things wellness, weight loss, weight gain, anti-aging, coaching, you name it. Let's get started. And we will pick up where we left off last week. So it looks like this is episode 3102. If you want to read along with the questions, which is a good idea, if you want to check them out, head on over to stephencabral.com/3102. Let's dive in. First question's from Sarah. Sarah says, I'm dealing with recurring yeast infections despite already completing the CBO protocol. I've been prescribed by my doctor to take fluconazole pessary every week for 6 months. I don't know what pessary is. I don't even know if it's a word, but it might just be a typo. No big deal. I'm unsure where to go from here. Is there any downside to taking an antifungal for this long? Would it be better to do the CBO protocol again? I feel like nothing is working. All right, this is a great question. So this is something what I always say. I always talk about yeast infections for women and men. Believe it or not, men can get yeast infections as well. And it can be internal and it can be topical. It can be localized, right? So I recommend working on both. Like let's say by 8 weeks into the CBO protocol, you know it's working. It's working inside the gut, that 26 feet of digestive tract. But if there is a local infection or imbalance, let's work on that locally as well. Nothing wrong with that. Lots of shows. I think I just did one last week on how to get rid of yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, etc. Now, having said that, I have to say, I can't provide any medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, or medical diagnosis. That's out of my scope of practice. Only the all-powerful conventional medicine doctors can do that. Our job is to find the underlying root causes and then work from there. Naturally, of course, right? Okay, so what do we do in our practice? CBO protocol like you just did, and we use the citrocidal drops. Next up, you wouldn't do the CBO protocol again, but you can use what's called a modified CBO protocol. And you could use a product called GI Balance, along with the citrocidal drops, along with Clean Gut Probiotic. Those help push that yeast and any bacteria out if there is any. Now, locally though, you would actually use we use a bunch of different things, but what's really worked the best in our practice that we've seen is just a little bit of coconut oil mixed with a small amount, a couple drops of tea tree oil. That's it. If there's any burning, you don't use the tea tree oil. Most women get no burning at all. You mix it with the base is the coconut oil, okay? Coconut oil is naturally antifungal. So a small amount of coconut oil, couple drops of tea tree oil, apply that to anywhere where there's itching, or you believe there's a yeast-based, I don't want to use the word infection, a yeast-based imbalance. And then we do that for about 5 to 7 days. Then it's not that we're going to stop that, but we do a vaginal suppository of Lactobacillus acidophilus. So L-acidophilus. You can find that just at stephencabral.com/shop. That's where everything is. And again, you don't have to use Equalife if you don't want to, but that's just the way that I point people to. So always do what you feel is best for you. So that's what we do. And it works fantastically well. Now, for if there's any bacterial-based imbalances, we use boric acid with the coconut oil first. So we do a little coconut oil, tiny amount of tea tree oil, then a boric acid suppository, a vaginal suppository. And you can make your own with vegetable capsules and boric acid. I have lots of capsules on that. And it sounds bad, like acid, but it's just powder. And many women have done it. So I'm not like saying that this is, this brand new thing, and it works really well. So just want to share that with you. You only do what you need. Like that's the thing. So do less first. And if you need more, you'll do more. And then you always work towards the Lactobacillus acidophilus for the vaginal suppository. And the reason is you want to bring back the good vaginal flora, meaning healthy bacteria. All right. All right, Jen is up next. What are your thoughts on the new technology of contact lenses with built-in blue light blockers in the lens? Okay, so I don't know a ton about this, but I know that they're out there. But what I want to share with you, and maybe I'll do a whole Friday review. Actually, you know what, Jenna? I'll do a whole Friday review on this because I'll look it up. I just can't on the weekend shows. So here's the thing. Blue light is not bad for you, right? Like it's just like blue light, watch out for blue light. It's everywhere. Yes, it should be everywhere during the early morning hours. We want blue light. You actually want to go outside, take a walk at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, and get that blue light. It's going to naturally increase cortisol, naturally decrease melatonin. It'll wake you up naturally. Helps your thyroid, helps everything. It's a great thing. The issue with blue light is in the evening. You don't want blue light in the late afternoon to evening where it starts to set. That's where we wear blue light blocking glasses. So unless these contact lenses switch from 0 blue light blocking to then greater amount, which no doubt they'll do in the future, right? They'll just go by like 0 till, let's just say, like noon, then it goes to 10%, 20%, 30%, 40%, and then it blocks out all blue light like 10 minutes before bed, a half hour before bed. You'll need bionic vision though, because I have 99% block out blue light glasses and you can barely see anything, like honestly. And so it probably will get to that because your phone, can go on night mode. So your contact lenses will probably go on night mode. Maybe they already do. I don't wear glasses or contacts, so I'm not as up on it, but blue light is not bad. Blue light in the evening is bad. I'm talking about natural blue light from the sun. Okay. Amber's up next. So no, I'm not for them if it's blue light blocking all day long. All right. Amber's up. Hey, whenever I take a supplement for anxiety, depression, I always have gotten a significant headache and brain fog. I would always try and look this up, but I would never find people who struggle with the same symptoms. An example is St. John's wort, ashwagandha, Bach remedies, etc. I also have had the same experience with mushroom supplements and horse chestnut. Not sure if these all have the same reason on why I experienced these symptoms, but I was wondering if you had an answer. A naturopath suggested to me that it may be because my parasympathetic nervous system has been shut down for so long. It's just waking up with these symptoms. I would appreciate your feedback. Thank you. Whoever you spoke to and whoever that naturopath is amazing because not a lot of people know that. And I love that they're looking at real underlying physiology of the autonomic nervous system. And that is the main reason why. So you have got a good naturopath. Keep sticking with them. They're doing good work because that is it. So what happens is when you are in fight or flight and you're go, 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 and then all of a sudden you take a nutritional supplement that slows you down, it's like hitting a brick wall. And you're like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't have the same adrenaline-based energy. Oh, I feel like I'm crashing. Well, you're slowing down that sympathetic nervous system. Now it needs to happen. You just need to start with much smaller dosages. And also don't rely just on the nutritional supplements, but the whole de-stress protocol that I talk about in the rain barrel effect. Work on the lifestyle, all the calming based things, binaural beats, etc. Right? So work on the whole thing that I explain. And by the way, the book's free. So I'm not trying to sell you a book. You literally just pay shipping. I pay to print it. It's at stephencabral.com/free book. Free, completely free. I would love it if you left a review, but there's no cost and you don't have to do that. That's for sure. But anybody who wants to leave a review for the Rain Barrel Effect, I would greatly appreciate that. Same with the podcast. It's just a great way to get the message out to more people because the more reviews a book has and the more ratings a podcast has, the higher up on the charts it gets and the more people find out about it. So no pressure, but if you want to help out, appreciate it. All right, Melinda's up next. Hi, Dr. Cabral. I've been hearing a lot about the significance of optimal VO2 max, particularly for cardiovascular health, managing insulin and enhancing mood and sleep. HIIT is often recommended as an effective way to improve max VO2, but it's also known to increase cortisol levels. I'm in perimenopause, so I really need to be careful about high cortisol. What do you think about this? Should I still do HIIT regardless, or are there some ways to improve max VO2 and still keep my cortisol low? Thanks so much for your answer. Kind regards, Melinda. All right, great question here as well. So first, let's just say first off, yes, improving your max VO2, no doubt about it, is often correlated with a healthier and longer life. So we like that. Here's the problem though. People hear that and they're like, oh, I'm gonna start doing sprint training right away. No, because that's last on the list. So first it is walking 10,000 steps every day. And that's just that alone, brisk walk is gonna improve your max VO2. Next, it is doing cardiovascular. So it's going for a jog, going for a bike. It's that steady state. Next, we get into a little bit of what I call Metcon workouts or the beginning of high intensity interval training. Now that's getting your heart rate instead of zone 2, zone 3, zone 4. Great. And then the very last thing we work up to is sprint interval training that I just did a podcast on a couple weeks ago. All right. SIT training, sprint interval training. So all of those work, all of them are great. It's literally crawl, walk, run, and there's no rush. Perimenopause, you're somewhere probably in your 40s or 50s, right? So, or early 50s. So you're good. You've got time. But yeah, it's important. But really what you need to go by though is make sure your thyroid levels are healthy. Make sure your cortisol levels are healthy. Make sure your estrogen and progesterone's healthy. Work on all those things. And because like you just said, doing really high intensity workouts can crush your hormones, including men with testosterone and thyroid. So yes, you're on the right track for sure. Just all in good time, work your way up. And then once or twice a week, add in the VO2 training. Not every day, once or twice a week. All right. All right, Melissa's up. Last question of the day. Melissa says, hi, Dr. Cabral. Is doing the sauna safe when you're breastfeeding or breastfeeding mom? I read about toxins entering the breast milk, but wasn't sure if that's true. Also, I was wondering if you should do the natural Gatorade with the lime and sea salt before and after a coffee enema. I was told to do this after taking your heavy metal tests, but wasn't sure on timing. Thank you. Okay, yeah, great questions. So we do not recommend any specific type of detoxing for pregnant or breastfeeding moms. Yes, pre-pregnancy, and then when you find out you're pregnant, stop, right? Not during pregnancy and not while breastfeeding. Now, some women will, after they've been breastfeeding for maybe a year or so and their child's weaning, different story, but there's so much that surrounds this. Yes, heavy metals and other issues can absolutely enter the breast milk, no doubt about that. The next, it can actually cause some women and their babies breastfeeding-based issues because the taste, for lack of a better way, can change inside of the body if the core temperature starts to heat up. So just an issue sometimes. Another reason is that it causes more sweating, and many women are not hydrated or getting enough micronutrients, minerals into their body in the first place. So there's many reasons why we typically don't recommend this. It's a hermetic stressor. You're already burning like an extra 400 calories a day breastfeeding or so. Again, it depends on where you are and how much breastfeeding, all those different things. So, but we just don't recommend it. It's not the time where you want to put yourself in more of a catabolic state. You want to be more of an anabolic state at that time. Now, I know some women do, and they have no issues. And again, so like, it's your body and you decide what is best for you, but certainly not 4 to 5 times a week. Maybe you decide to do it once a week, twice a week. It's just not something I recommend, nor did I recommend for my wife. Okay. Natural Gatorade. So what I call natural Gatorade is a pinch of sea salt to taste. How much sea salt? To taste. If it tastes salty, it's too much. Little pinch. Okay. Next up is lime. How much lime? To taste. Usually a half a lime to a full lime per 16-ounce, mason jar, that's how I do it. So easy. I shake it up. I actually use it with my hydrogen water. It's absolutely delicious. If anybody doesn't know about hydrogen water, check it out. You're going to start to hear more about it. The best way to get it is, I'll share with you, it's at stephencabral.com/hydrogen-water. Full article, full explanation, all the testing that I've done. Definitely check that out. Okay. So yes, before a coffee enema or after a coffee enema, either way is fine. Drinking that natural Gatorade, pinch of sea salt, fresh lime, great way to do it. You could also use lemon if you wanted to. All right. Great questions, everyone. Always appreciate you writing in, being a part of this community. I will be back tomorrow answering more of our Cabral HouseCall questions. Take care. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.